Have you ever felt drawn to someone who seems perfect for you, but they're so quiet, so reserved, that you wonder if they even notice you exist? What if I told you that the very shyness that makes them seem distant is actually a divine protection? A sign that God is preparing something so precious, so sacred, that it requires the utmost care and patience to unfold. Many women miss their God-ordained partner simply because they misinterpret quietness as disinterest, when in reality, that gentle soul is praying for the courage to speak the words their heart has been rehearsing for months. The person God has chosen for you might be standing right in front of you, held back not by a lack of love, but by a depth of feeling so profound that it leaves them speechless. You've just stumbled upon a divine message that was meant specifically for your season. Before we dive deeper into this prophetic word about your shy future spouse and the spiritual strategies that will help him open up, I want to welcome everyone watching. Whether this is your first time here or you've been walking with us on this journey of faith and love. This is God's Prophecy Message channel, where we deliver biblical truth and prophetic insight about the relationships God is orchestrating in your life. If you're new here, I want to encourage you to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications, because God is speaking powerful words over your love life, and you don't want to miss a single message He has for you. And for those of you who feel led in your spirit to support this ministry, we have super thanks available right here, and there's also a Buy Me Coffee link in the description below. Your support helps us continue spreading these prophetic and encouraging messages to women all over the world who are waiting on God's best for their lives. Every seed you sow into this ministry creates a harvest of hope for someone who desperately needs to hear that God hasn't forgotten about their heart's desire. Right now, I want you to do something powerful. If you receive this word, if your spirit is stirring with recognition that this message is for you, I want you to type in the comments, "I receive." Don't just watch passively. Activate your faith by declaring that you're ready to receive everything God is about to reveal to you through this message. Type, "I receive" right now, and watch how God begins to move in your situation with this shy man who has captured your attention and your prayers. Let me tell you something that many women struggle to understand in this season. When God is crafting a relationship that will last for a lifetime, He often brings together two people with different temperaments, different communication styles, different ways of expressing love. You might be the woman who's comfortable with words, who can express her feelings easily, who has no problem initiating conversation. But the man God has chosen for you, he might be wired completely differently. His shyness isn't a flaw in God's design, it's actually a feature. It's a sign of depth, of thoughtfulness, of a man who doesn't speak carelessly but weighs his words before releasing them into the atmosphere. Proverbs 29:20 warns us, "Do you see someone who speaks in haste? There is more hope for a fool than for them." Your shy future spouse has learned, perhaps through past hurt or natural temperament, that words carry weight, and he's not willing to speak until he's absolutely certain of what he wants to say. But here's where many women make a critical mistake. They interpret his quietness as rejection. They see his hesitation as disinterest. They mistake his careful approach for a lack of passion, and in their impatience, they either push too hard and scare him away, or they give up entirely and walk away from the very man God sent to love them for a lifetime. I'm here to tell you today that God is asking you to see this situation through spiritual eyes, not natural eyes. That shy man isn't ignoring you, he's studying you. He's not avoiding conversation, he's preparing for the most important conversations of his life. He's not playing games, he's playing for keeps, and he wants to make sure he gets it right. The first thing you need to understand about helping your shy future spouse open up is that this isn't about manipulation or game playing. This is about creating a spiritual and emotional atmosphere where a reserved heart feels safe enough to unfold. Think about a flower that only blooms when the conditions are exactly right. The right amount of sunlight, the perfect temperature, the correct soil pH. You can't force a flower to bloom by pulling its petals open. All you'll do is damage something beautiful before it has a chance to reveal its full glory. The same principle applies to a shy man's heart. He needs the right spiritual atmosphere, the right emotional safety, the right assurance that his vulnerability won't be mocked or rejected or taken lightly. Ephesians 4:2 instructs us to be completely humble and gentle, be patient, bearing with one another in love. This verse isn't just about general Christian behavior, it's a roadmap for how to love someone whose communication style is different from yours. Patience isn't passive waiting. Patience is active love that creates space for another person to grow at their own pace. When you're dealing with a shy man, your patience is actually a form of spiritual warfare. You're fighting against the enemy's lies that tell him he's not good enough, that he'll mess it up, that he doesn't have what it takes to win your heart. Your patience is a declaration of faith that God's timing is perfect, and what he's building between you two is worth the wait. Now let me give you some practical, biblically grounded wisdom about how to create the environment where your shy future spouse can finally find his voice. The first step is counterintuitive, and it goes against everything our culture teaches about modern relationships. You need to slow down. I know you want answers. I know you want to know where this is going. I know you're tired of wondering if he feels what you feel, but rushing a shy man is like trying to catch a butterfly by chasing it. The harder you pursue, the faster he'll retreat. Instead, you need to become the garden where he wants to land. You need to cultivate peace, patience, and presence in your interactions with him. When he's around you, he should feel like he can breathe, like there's no pressure, like his silence is just as acceptable as his words. 1 Peter 3:4 speaks of the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is of great worth in God's sight. This verse isn't telling you to become a doormat or to suppress your personality. It's revealing a powerful spiritual principle. True beauty and influence come from a peaceful, secure spirit that doesn't need to force outcomes or control situations. When you embody this gentle and quiet spirit, you become irresistibly attractive to a shy man because you represent everything he's been looking for: a safe place to land, a peaceful harbor after a storm, a woman who won't rush him or pressure him but will simply walk beside him at whatever pace God is setting. Let me tell you what happens in the spiritual realm when you choose patience over pressure. Angels are assigned to your situation. God begins to speak to that man's heart in ways you never could with words. The Holy Spirit starts softening areas of fear and insecurity that have kept him locked up for years. Your patient, peaceful presence becomes a prophetic declaration that he is safe with you, that his heart is safe with you, that his vulnerability will be honored and protected. You're not just waiting on him to open up. You're actually participating in the divine work God is doing in his heart to prepare him to be the husband you need him to be. The second strategy is to create opportunities for connection that don't center around verbal communication. A shy man often struggles with face-to-face conversation, especially about feelings and emotions. But put that same man in a situation where you're doing an activity together, serving at church, working on a project, taking a walk, preparing a meal, and suddenly communication flows more naturally. Why? Because the pressure is off. He's not staring into your eyes trying to come up with the perfect thing to say. Instead, you're both focused on a shared activity, and conversation becomes a natural byproduct rather than the main event. Ecclesiastes 4:9 tells us, "Two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor." When you engage in shared activities with your shy future spouse, you're building connection through cooperation, and that's often more comfortable for a reserved man than trying to impress you with smooth talk. Think about how Jesus often taught his disciples, not through formal lectures in a classroom, but while they were walking together, fishing together, eating together. The most profound conversations happened in the context of everyday activities. Apply this wisdom to your situation. Instead of asking him to coffee, where you'll sit across from each other with nothing to do but talk, invite him to help with a church event. Instead of a formal dinner date where conversation is expected, suggest a hike where you can walk side by side with nature, providing natural conversation starters. Instead of putting him on the spot with direct questions about his feelings, ask for his help with something you're working on. You'll be amazed at how a shy man's walls come down when he feels useful, needed, and engaged in something meaningful rather than feeling like he's being interviewed or evaluated. Here's the third powerful strategy, and this one requires spiritual maturity. You need to affirm him before he speaks, not after. Most people wait to give compliments and encouragement after someone does something worthy of praise. But a shy man often needs encouragement before he takes the risk of opening up. Your affirmation becomes the fuel that gives him courage to step out of his comfort zone. When you notice him, when you acknowledge his presence, when you mention something you appreciate about him, even if it's something small, you're watering seeds that God has planted in his heart. Proverbs 16:24 says, "Gracious words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones." Your words of affirmation aren't just nice compliments. They're healing medicine to a man who may have been criticized, dismissed, or overlooked for most of his life.